Let's talk about news and notes around the National Football League. The draft is coming up that final week of April. So we're 2 weeks out. Nobody at this point seems to have an idea really what's going to happen with the number one pick. The left hand says Tennessee desperately needs a quarterback. The right hand says, yeah, but Tennessee drafted Will Levis and gave him a chunk of money, and Tennessee needs help a lot of other places as they continue to rebuild. What's Tennessee going to do? Well, Tennessee has held private workouts for Cam Ward, the Miami Hurricane quarterback, have met with him twice. But Tennessee has also engaged Cleveland and the New York Giants, drafting 2 and 3, to see if they're interested in trading up to get Cam Ward. If that were to happen, Tennessee lets them get the quarterback. Tennessee would drop to either 2 or 3, and they'd get one of the marquee defensive players on the draft board, plus additional picks. So that's the Tennessee storyline. We're not sure which is fact, which is fiction, but the fact that they've had 2 meetings with Cam Ward and then the extended private workout at Miami of Florida, that kind of leads me to believe they're looking at him. Cleveland is sitting there at number 2. They've got a great defense. They could add to that defense if they draft Abdul Carter, the defensive end from Penn State. They could add to that defense if they took the defensive back from Colorado, Travis Hunter. They could also change everything if they were bold enough to jump up and to make a trade to go get Cam Ward. What's really intriguing, though, is this week, Cleveland has snuck in Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe and just met with Louisville's quarterback Tyler Shuck. Both those guys are probably second or third round choices. Might the Browns draft defense first and go get one of those quarterbacks in the second or third round? The Giants are at number 3. If the Giants don't trade up, then the Giants are sitting there and probably take defense because they did commit a lot of money to Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson, short-term veteran rentals. The Raiders are the ones that are in kind of a unique position. Ashton Genty is there this week, might have been today, visiting with the Raiders, the Boise State star running back. What a great fit he would be. However, Raiders do need a quarterback for the future, even though they got Geno Smith signed. They are talking and have brought in Jackson Dart of Ole Miss for a workout. Looking at Quinn Ewers from Texas, although I get spotty reports as to whether or not he's anywhere near being a high draft pick. And then there's the whole Shedeur Sanders story. And think about this. Sanders, just because of the way he's acted and the fact that there seem to be some glitches in his physical abilities, that Shedeur Sanders may be dropping on the board, and the Raiders might have a decision to make. If things fall the way it's rumored, they either draft Genty at 6 or Shedeur Sanders, quarterback of the future, at number 6. And the other story is the Rams. And the Rams are looking for a quarterback of the future, and the Rams are bringing in Jalen Milroe from Alabama. Now, Milroe had a tremendous sophomore season, very strong first 2/3 of his junior season, and fell apart at the end of last year. He's a great athlete, but he's highly erratic. I emailed with a scout today who's of the opinion that this kid could be a Lamar Jackson guy. Not right now, but we're talking about athletic components that could make him a Lamar Jackson player. So, John, those are hot bullet points a couple weeks out from the draft. Everybody's trying to theorize what's fact, what's fiction, what's a smokescreen, what's a lie as it relates to the top of the draft board and the quarterbacks. Your response?
Well, 2 quarterbacks I'm interested in your thoughts on. Number 1 is Will Levis toast? Is he gone? Are they walking away from him? Does he have a future in the NFL? And by the way, in Cleveland, I saw quotes from Deshaun Watson said that he's coming back and he's going to be better than he ever was. And I don't know if we really can believe him.
Well, in terms of the situation in Tennessee, Will Levis was, I think it was a second-round draft pick, had to play because of injuries. He played pretty well his rookie season. Second year, he was expected to take a next jump up, and instead he regressed. Turnovers, he wound up getting benched. So Tennessee, there's some flaws in his abilities, and he have a good situation around him. They're not going to cut him because of obviously what they signed him for. But he's going to have to earn his stripes here to play, which makes now the whole Tennessee situation. They've spent so much time on Cam Ward. They're bringing Cam Ward in to compete, and eventually take the job away from Will Levis? Or do they draft defense and just say, Levis is still our guy. We still have belief. We just got to put better people around Levis. And the Deshaun Watson situation, I mean, that's all great rhetoric that I'm fueled now by the setback I've had. Well, you've had so many setbacks. Cleveland's paralyzed with a cap. 2025 will be a washout season. He won't play because of the Achilles injury. They'd have 1 year left on the contract. Some people theorize they're not even going to keep him. They release him after this coming season, after he does the rehab. They take whatever cap hit they're going to take. You know, at the end of the day, his game has regressed so far, and he's had so many injuries. And there's a whole personal baggage thing that he's dragging with him that just he can't get away from. So I don't think that Cleveland can really count on him because he is not the quarterback he was in Houston, and all these other negative things have kind of swirled around him. That answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's going to be fascinating to see what happens here. I just love the jockeying of positions, the trades, and a lot of times, you know, when Goodell gets up there at the podium at the NFL draft, they'll announce him online, you know, on the fly. So we'll find out. But maybe, you know, this quarterback class isn't as good as previous classes. What do you think?
No, you're correct. I mean, you know, as we sit here right now, 2 weeks out, Cam Ward looks like really the only lock, and there's a whole bunch of mystery guys. There's mystery guys who are undersized. There are mystery guys that are great athletes but are not polished products yet. You know, there are mystery guys coming off injuries, mystery guys that ran in strange systems. Does that, you know, acclimate them to be ready to be in the NFL? So it's just not the quarterback class that some of the classes who have seen in the past. Okay, if you're an NFL football fan, feel free, dive in, jump on that loose football. You got an opinion? Fans forum chat box is open. We're going for